If you're thinking about buying a greenhouse, you have to consider these things first so you don't make some really big mistakes. Let's go. When you're looking at greenhouses, there are three main styles of greenhouses you're gonna come across. There's what's known as the Gothic style, which is what we have. It's more of a straight edge, but a very shallow, very narrow wall, leading to more of a gradual tapered angle up to a peak. Then you have what's called a hoop house or a round house. Now the round construction is basically, as the name would imply, there's no flat edges. It's all one continuous round bended hoop. And then you have the final construction, which is known as a flat top or a solid wall construction. This is typically seen with like DIYers. They will often make like a window greenhouse, or they will use like solid polycarbonate, plastic paneling, or even glass paneling, which make up a very rigid structure. There's no plastic involved. And because of that rigid structure, generally, more often than not, it is always a flat top and a flat side, making it more like a box. The first question you have to ask yourself when looking at greenhouses is how much snow you're going to get. If you're not taking into account snow load, you're gonna make a huge mistake. Now, Gothic or kind of gable styled greenhouses, you'll see those pretty interchangeably. You know, Gothic and gable, they both basically have a peak to them, and the angle allows them to hold a whole lot more snow load when snow does build up. If you have more of a round style greenhouse, more of a hoop house construction, the snow load is absolutely going to suffer under high loads of snow. If you get a really wet, sticky snow, it does not slide off nearly as easily. And I know you're probably thinking, yeah, but it's all round, meaning that the surface area for snow to land is probably less. It's actually a whole lot more. Don't ask me why, but it has to do with just the simple structure of it. It does not slide off nearly as easily and does not support nearly as much weight as more of a gable styled greenhouse does. The worst one of them all are flat top. Now, what's great about flat top is that flat top constructions are usually built very rigidly, and they're quite sound in their construction. So that's an advantage. But in terms of just overall snow buildup, depending on where you live, this can still be a very big problem, because here in Michigan, a flat top would probably be great because we don't get that much snow. But if you live somewhere where you get 2 or 3 feet of snow, like in Colorado or out in the Rocky Mountains, or even up north or out in like New York, where you get a lot of lake effect, like Buffalo, a flat top would be a very, very, very bad idea with all that heavy snow. A ton of that snow would be a big, big problem. So you have to consider snow load and how much it weighs and how much you're going to get, because that is the first thing that's either going to rule out one or the other. The second question you're going to have to ask yourself is, do you want stanchions or not? These are stanchions. Stanchions help to hold more snow load, but they also help to hold the overall rigidity and structure of the greenhouse together. Now, you can absolutely go without, but you just have to understand that there are risks involved. Under high winds or heavy snow loads, the structural integrity can really be diminished without them. They come for both round and gable styled greenhouses. And I would say, in my personal opinion, they are a must. I would not personally get a greenhouse without them, because they offer so much more support. And what's great is they do double as the ability for you to hang stuff like hanging baskets, or you can hang fans and grow lights. And they offer just additional ability to, they offer more functionality as well as rigidity. So you do have to ask yourself that. You have to make that decision. It's usually an extra add-on. They don't always come, sometimes they come with them, but a lot of times, because greenhouse manufacturers want to give you the choice to cut cost or to make something permanent, this makes it very permanent. Without it, it might be more of like a seasonal greenhouse, right? So you got to kind of ask those questions, because that extra tiny bit of cost might make a big difference depending on your needs. The third question you have to ask yourself is in-house ventilation or additional ventilation. Ventilation is a must regardless, but a lot of greenhouses on the end walls will offer you the ability for you to have a fan, or like a blower as they're called. These fans right here. We got them from the hardware store for 20 bucks because we did not have the ability for us to, with the design we chose, to hook up the in-wall ventilation system. It was an add-on that was just more money than we were willing to pay. The nice thing is with these fans here, yeah, they look a little clunky. Some people called them a little ghetto. These right here honestly do the job in the summertime. They move plenty of air. We've got 4 of them. And because we have electricity running down the center support through conduit, we could plug right in, and it's honestly, for me, not that big of a deal. It works just fine. And this was $80 worth of fans and about $100 worth of wiring and conduit. So you're looking at like 180 bucks versus the central end wall fans that were about an extra $1,000. So to me, it just didn't make a big difference. But for you, it might make a massive difference. And it is, I will say, way more efficient because the heat rises. So in hot environments where it warms up really fast, this takes a lot longer to cool down because we have to essentially open up the end walls and then use this very passive system to help, get that airflow moving rather than a fan that basically just vents it directly outside. So things to consider if you have an environment that heats up really fast. We are in an environment that heats up rather slowly, doesn't usually heat up really fast right away. This does fine for us, but you certainly have to look at ventilation as an option because it is a must regardless of how you're growing. The third thing you really want to consider when picking out your greenhouse has to do with ventilation. And we talked a lot about fans and how that offers some ventilation. The second form of ventilation is what we call kind of passive ventilation. This is usually done through louvers and vents. Now, in a gable style greenhouse and a round construction greenhouse, ventilation is very simple. It's done on the end walls as well as the sides. The sides can roll up, giving us the ability, and there's snow loads, so I can't roll them up right now, unfortunately, but if there was no snow and it wasn't gonna like burn out the motor, because ours are actually, they're hooked up to a thermostat, much like this one, gets above a certain temperature, the sidewalls roll up automatically. You can get crank ones, those are great too, but when you're talking about gable style versus round, they're interchangeable in that regard, but having the ability to roll up the sides is invaluable. I mean, it's just invaluable because you want to be able to keep your greenhouse pretty climate controlled, but above a certain temperature, plants can really suffer and pests can come in, and then you've got big problems. So when you're talking about the end walls are not the sides. The end walls, you can usually have some louvers as well. Now, ours are hooked up to this thermostat right here. Above a certain temperature, they will open, and that's because they're positioned up high enough, up at the very peak, so when hot air rises, it allows that hot air to get out first, so that it, again, kind of stays kind of climate controlled. As the heat builds and builds and builds and builds, our thermostat is up high enough that it's not yet at the plants, so at around 80 degrees, this is set for 80, but we can actually, I'll turn it on in a second to show you, 80 degrees, this might be like 75 degrees, 77 degrees as the heat is building up in here. Hits this point, thermostat kicks on, louvers open, vents that hot air before it ever really gets to overheat the plants down below. It's very efficient. It's a really great way to vent out that extra heat. It's very passive, so it doesn't really require anything. But you can also do this with a flat style greenhouse as well, but it's typically done with windows that will open. And whether your greenhouse has a peak or whether it's a true flat top, usually the windows, the side windows, you can crack them open, or you can sometimes have them on a system like this. But you do usually have a window that opens that allows for that hot air to rise, and the cool air will come in underneath, and it just gives you that very passive circulation of airflow. So important, because without it, you're gonna find your greenhouse turns into a terrarium super fast, and it just gets sweaty and muggy, and you're gonna end up with mildew and mold and plant rot and pests. It is a requirement, but you have to decide what you're gonna do, and oftentimes, the decisions you make decide on the construction. For me, it is so much better, in my opinion, to have the snow load, to have the easy sidewalls that roll up, to have the automatic louver system all in one, And that's why for us, like the gable style greenhouse was just, for us, it was the choice, but it might not be the choice for you because it was a lot more expensive than more of a round style construction. And one of the final things you're gonna have to consider has to do with the layers of construction. Now that might seem a little bit silly to have to consider, but it does make a really big difference. So with your gable style and round style greenhouses, you can have either a single layer of poly, this is just poly plastic, or you can have a double layer poly. So this is known as a double wall construction. And the reason why we have double wall construction is because we have a blower right here. This is a little, like a servo fan. And this blows air into this double layer of poly, leading to an air gap. And that air gap acts as an insulative barrier that gives you an additional 3 to 4 degrees of protection from the outside ambient temperature. It is a really incredible way to not only make your greenhouse more efficient, it also reduces wear and tear on the outer layer of poly. See these metal pieces, there's a lot of, when the wind blows, there can sometimes be some friction or chafing that happens on the metal construction from the frame. With the layer of poly, it inflates and it keeps all of that away. It basically reduces any friction, which actually increases the longevity as well. So not only do you get some insulation, but you also get longevity. In my opinion, for us, this was so worth it. It was obviously more expensive. It's double the plastic. You need some electricity, you need some servo fans, stuff like that. Pretty minimal, the blower here. This might be like 50 bucks. The extra plastic was about 500, 600 bucks for the extra plastic. So all in, let's just say $600 extra. For me, that's a no-brainer. Now, if you have a flat wall style construction, this is not even a concern for you because you have either glass, you have plastic paneling, or you have windows, like recycled windows. There is no double wall construction. You don't have to have a blower, nothing like that. You really have to worry about, and because it's solid construction, there is no, there's no slack. There's the plastic does not have to be pulled super tight around the construction. Otherwise, there's really no friction. Windows don't rub on metal. It doesn't work like that. And so it's it's pretty simple construction. So there are pros and cons to every greenhouse style that you choose. What is the best is really based on where you live and your preferences. I can say that what we chose here, based on people we spoke to and mentors in the industry, they said that the gable style, Gothic style greenhouse is the best for the Midwest region. Good for heavy snow loads, good under heavy winds. It's efficient. It allows the light to penetrate better. The double wall construction with the louvers, passive airflow with the fans, sidewalls roll up automatically. Those were all our choices. And what's really kind of interesting about greenhouses is that when you look online, they all seem to be very similar. You have certain lengths, certain widths. Those are all just very personal preferences. But once you actually look at the actual construction, you realize that there are vast differences and vast benefits for regions, growing styles, specific applications, longevity, all those things you have to consider. But greenhouses can be a very amazing thing, an incredible asset, and something that can last a very, very long time. Greenhouses actually are something that we got so passionate about that we decided to partner with Bootstrap Farmer over at MIgardener.com. And if you're looking for, in my opinion, one of the highest quality greenhouse kits on the market, you can either do more of a DIY kit or a complete kit, and you can get those over at MIgardener.com. We don't ship them, we simply kind of facilitate the sale. Bootstrap Farmer is the one that does that, and we not only carry their greenhouse kits, but we also carry their seed starting trays because they are a one-of-a-kind company that we wanted to partner with. So definitely go check them out at least. They have both the round and the gable style greenhouse kits. I really do hope that you'll check them out because they are so much fun, and if you got the space and you got the need, man, they can really take your gardening game to the next level. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you all learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. as always, grow bigger. See ya, bye.
Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you for your viewership, because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care. Bye.